What's up, traders? This is TraderChamp. So let's have a look on this CSC All Share Price Index. So after a while, I'm doing this analysis. So I believe that the previous analysis that I have done for the All Share Price Index has been clear. So as expected, the price has followed up the trend as we expected, right? So we was expecting to see a breakout and a pullback and a continuation, right? So as expected, the price follows up the trend that we planned with our previous analysis, right? So it is very clear the reason why we have picked up, right? So here I have explained that the neckline breakout or the key level breakout that was identified with this double tops formation has indicated a bearish momentum, right? And also it is important to know that if this bearish momentum that was identified is a good buying zone, or it will create a good buying levels for the market, right? So I have seen that many panic buyers are right now involving with the buying or collecting the stocks. And also I would like to say that as if you're watching this video, it is not a safe place and also a good time to get involved with new opportunities, right? So it is okay to hold up your positions, as if you are a follower on our premium club, then you would know that we have already taken up most important key stocks at the moment, and we also hold them right at the moment in expectations for a good return in the near future, right? So it is okay to hold, and it is obviously a good thing to hold right at the moment, since this is a market correction, right, and not a market crash. And also you should be clear that this is not a ideal market condition to get involved with the new market opportunities, as long as we have a potential a continuation to the downside, right? So we have a chance of seeing a continuation to the downside, as long as this selling pressure that has formed right on the daily time frame is showing a very strong bearish momentum, right? So this means that we have a continuation and also a possible sell-off which can be showed up to the downside, right? At this moment, which I was looking over the price action, is we should confirm that if the price bounce back above this following trend line, or it will create a breakout on this following trend line, right? The reason why I have picked up this minor trend line under the 4-hour time frame is I have witnessed or identified that this is an ABC pattern, right? So if you're not familiar with the ABC pattern, you can simply follow through the concept behind the and also the scenario behind the ABC pattern, right? So for the moment, this is an ABC pattern, right? ABC, right? So we have 3 legs formed, and also the 4th leg is about to show up a breakout, right? So this breakout indicates that the trend or the market price action is about to reverse or flip the condition that it is taken place right at the moment, right? So which means if the price confirms a bearish breakout, then that will be a good indication that the market is about to show up a flip or a market change in order to take place in the future, right? So with that market change, we can expect a continuation, which is going to be a further continuation to the downside, right? So we are about to see a continuation to the downside with a perfect breakout over this following trend line, right? So I have said that this ABC pattern is going to be the key player right at the moment, as long as we are waiting for the bullish reversal or a bearish breakout to happen, right? So this is what we have seen, or I personally have seen or identified on the ASPI, right? So with that breakout, we are expecting, or I'm personally expecting to see the price is about to revisit back to the following 50% or 61% on the Fibonacci retracement, right? So this retracement has been taken into the consideration over this recent trend or the bullish trend identified, right? So if we consider over this bullish trend, then that is where I have picked up this Fibonacci retracement, right? So far the price has almost retraced back to the following 38%, right, while we have a chance of seeing a revisit back to the following 50%, right? Sorry, following 50% region or the 61% region, right? So which means that we have a chance of seeing a downward shift back towards the following 11 11k area, right, or the 11k region, right, somewhere close to this area, right? So which is away from the -5% from the current market price, right? Still, we have a downward momentum expected. As long as that is being aside, we just cannot take up our collections, right? So I would like to say, and also I have clearly explained this scenario for my stock investors and also for the course modules that I have done, right? So on a market trend, right? So I'm going to pick up this trend as the example for your better understanding, right? So we are just getting started to create a bearish trend, right? So here we can clearly identify that this bearish trend or the impulse has already completed, as since this bullish reversal has been taken place or overtaken the following bearish trend, right? So right now we are somewhere here as of the current market price, right? So we are just on the midway or on the beginning, right? So if someone says, or if your personal mindset says that if this pullback is a good market opportunity and this is where you should start collect, and then what about these sell-offs, right? What about these sell-offs? So it means that you have already bought or collected your stocks in the wrong time and also the wrong price levels, right? Which means that you have a long way to go down, and also you have ended up taking the buying or the collecting the stocks on the wrong timing, right? So which means that this takes place with lack of experience and also the knowledge about the stock market. So you should do your thorough studies about the market price action, so as if you start collecting your stocks right away here, and then your price keeps continue to drop down, right? So this sell off is what you are going to experience right after you have bought in around here, right? So as same as the scenario we have discussed here, we are about to see the same situation right here, right? As if someone says, or your mindset says, that this is a perfect buying level or a good market correction to start collecting your stocks, and that is going to be a wrong decision for your future investments, because the market never depends on your personal mindsets or the people who are just predicting the market, right? So you have to react over the price action. So at the moment, as personally I am reacting over the market, this is a good correction but not a healthy market retracement to collect your stocks, right? So what I recommend right at the moment is you should wait patiently for the price to get done with the sell-off, right? So from this point of view, right, from this previous point of view, the moment that you are going to identify the market has already done its sell-off is when the market confirms a bullish breakout, right? So this is where the market confirms or indicates that the market has already done with its sell-off and it is about to move for the bullish momentum, right? So this breakout is what the perfect bullish condition or the indication that we have itself on the price index, right? So this concept behind is very clear, that we already have the market conditions that indicates the market changes, right? So if we try to ignore all these concepts and also the fact behind the trading and also investing, and then it is going to be a disaster, right? So I believe that the concept is very clear. So in order to avoid your losses, you have to do your thorough studies about the price action, right? So here we have, and also we identified that if the market confirms a bearish breakout over this bearish trend, and then that is going to be the market flip or the market change, right? So this will indicate a market change over the price action once if the price confirms a bearish breakout over this ABC pattern, right? So as long as we have a predicted market downward shift or bearish momentum in the future, we just cannot ignore that concept and also start collecting the stocks right away here, right? So we have to surely wait for the price to shift to the downside and then confirms a bullish breakout or a market change in character, right? So till then you have to have your patience in order to avoid your unnecessary losses, right? It is completely an unnecessary losses, because if you start rushing into your investments, and then that will create a panic buying, and then when you start collecting your stocks, it will only create a minor buying situation or a buying sentiment, and then it will create a downfall, right? So this is where the previous buyers who are about to see this bullish trend will create them a profit, and then they will start selling their profits or the holdings right away, as long as the market will create a market downward shift, right? They will start selling over you as if you start collecting your stocks, right? So to avoid these unnecessary losses, you have to wait patiently for the market to create a good buying indication or a bullish indication, right? So this is what you should do on the CSE All Share Price Index, and also with the recent political situations and also the presidential election that is about to come up in the future. So the market investors or the stock investors are right now try to liquidate their stocks or holdings, as in order to avoid any unexpected market sell-offs or market moves, right? So this can be the period where we might see a bearish trend for the period that until the election is get settled and also the economical factors get settled, right? So then they will start collecting their stocks or investments, and then we will about to see a good bullish sentiment to the upside, right? I'm not saying that market is about to get crashed, right? So even if the price drops down to this following 10k region, it is not a market crash, it is just a market correction, right? Market crash is something which has happened during this period, right? During the COVID and also the economical factors that we have faced during 2022, right? So this is what a market crash, and these are not a market crash, this is just a market correction, right? So market correction is where we create opportunities, and also bullish momentum is where we exit, right? Market selling is where the market creates the opportunities, right? It is not right at the above levels but also on the dip, right? It is the best strategy to start investing on the dips, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you guys over the CSE All Share Price Index. So I will share the investment opportunities for LFC and also Brown's investments in the meantime when I identify the possible buying levels, right? So for the moment we see that the price has a potential move to the downside, so where I will wait patiently for a good buying opportunity to create, and then I will send out the signals. So if you are not yet a part of my premium club, I recommend you guys to join in my premium club before you miss out the next investment opportunities, as long as we have done a nice 1000% gains over the period, over the last 12 months period that we have invested, right? So even though we have faced the market crash and also the economic crisis, we managed to create opportunities as we have expected, and also we have gained a nice profit during this period, right? So for the moment I recommend you guys to wait for the price to create a downward shift and a possible market confirmation to determine the future price action, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.